Teacher Michael. See who I have here. Can you recognize?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Hello.
Can
Hello.
you recognize this one?
It's Stella and it's Stella and it's
And
Vi.
okay, who else here? No one. I'm in your chair.
That's Miss Duke. I recognize her. That's Miss Duke.
I'll tell you who's here. Oh yeah. Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you?
I love you. I miss you so much.
Oh, bless. It looks like everybody's having lots of fun.
Okay, I live stream now, okay?
Excellent. It looks like Miss Duke's had it looks like Miss Duke has had a lot of fun at a party or something.
We are having party in your train.
Nice. Okay. Okay, we're recording, we're live streaming. Welcome to class, everybody. This is our 12th and final public speaking class. So there it is. You have to excuse me, I'm a little bit tired. It's quite late. Okay, so this week for lesson 12, we're going to be talking about visual aids and props. So welcome to week 12, as we said before. So last week we were talking about persuasive writing and persuasive speaking techniques that we could use in our public speaking. So can anybody remember something that we talked about last week to do with, excuse me, to do with persuasive writing and persuasive speaking techniques? Yes, Luna.
You have to make it sound like that they should do it. If you just say let's go buy some ice cream, then the person won't really be persuaded. But if you say let's go buy some ice cream, I heard that there's a new shop down there, and I could help, and I could pay for you if you like, and then that would probably be more persuasive.
Very good, Luna. Thank you. Olivia.
Still mad about Columbus.
I have not read up about him yet.
Still, he's still on my naughty list.
Okay, Olivia.
So I remember that last week we learned about, mostly I remember is about persuade someone to, or convince someone to do, and we're not by forcing them to do it, but we must have the right reason for it, not by you must do it. If you don't do it, I'll bash you up, like that.
Very good. So when we use persuasion, we want to convince them to do something. We don't want to force people to do something. Very good. Thank you, Olivia. And Diana, what's something that you remember about persuasive speaking?
I remember that being persuasive, we need to be soft with someone. We need to convince someone, like, if you think it's right, you can do it, but not using the bad word for it.
Very good. So we always want to try and talk about this idea or this this idea or this activity, we always want to talk about it positively. So always making it sound as good as possible. Very good, thank you. Victoria, what's something that you remember from last week?
So last week that I hiccups. So last week I remember that how we could do storytelling. That I have studied a lot how to share some of the stories of our lives. I sometimes be nervous as I think it's not that hard. And thanks to you that I know how to share my stories more than in the past that I just get nervous. And can I get a question, please?
You can, yes.
So, if you want someone to do something that you want, then they don't agree. But that thing is very important. That what can I do? That just scold them or just wanted them begging them or something?
So, excuse me. Good
Sleepy.
question. I am very sleepy. So if I all of a sudden just fall asleep in the middle
You
of
didn't
class
even
tonight,
sleep
I
last
need you
night.
guys to shout as loud as possible to wake me up. But no, so that all comes down to what the situation is, Victoria. Because if you are giving a speech to a big audience of people all at the same time, you would be given the opportunity to present a very well thought through idea. So you stand quite a good chance of convincing a few people in the audience. So we always have to understand though that there's no such thing as the perfect anything. So we might get some people, we might not get others. So in that situation, I would say, to be honest, just focus on the
Ben?
one that you get. But if you're talking about if you don't convince them and then you get to talk to them again, that's more of a conversation. So that would probably be more like a salesman selling a car to somebody, or that would be maybe two people working out a business deal together. So that's where your persuasive techniques would come in more handy in a conversation, is if it's backwards and forwards. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you just need to try your best and do not get sleepwalking, okay? Or
yeah,
I'll get you sunburns again.
that's right. Yeah, I need to make sure I don't sleepwalk. But correct. So in the case of a public speech, you just need to do your best. There's always going to be some people that are very easy to convince. There are always going to be some people that it's impossible to convince. So you've just got to make sure that you're doing your best. Okay, let's move on, guys. We are going to get started with a little interactive warm-up activity. So let's talk about visual aids and props in everyday life. So who can think of an example of a prop or a visual aid that you could use? I'll give you the first one. What I'm using in this class right now, this slideshow here, this is a visual aid, or this can also be called a prop as well because it's helping me deliver the lesson. So what other types of visual aids or props can you think of? Luna, do you have an idea?
Well, if you're giving out a class, then you could use screen share, or even if you're giving a speech in real life, you know those projectors. You can
Yep.
use the projector to share. This help make your speech more interesting.
Very
you can,
good.
or you can hold up pictures, but better large so that the audience can see them clearly. Or maybe a poster.
Very
Or you
good.
can also use things to like to do an example of what you're talking about. For example, you're teaching a class about how to take care of a plant. And you could bring out a little plant and show them how to take care of it by watering the plant or putting compost into it.
Very good. Thank you very much, Luna.
And if you're doing a slideshow about Columbus is bad, then just write him on your naughty list.
We will have this debate one day, Luna, I promise. We will have it one day. Olivia, do you have an example of a visual aid or a prop?
Well, I forgot about it.
Not a
Sorry.
problem. Not a problem. All right, so I'll give you guys another one. Costumes. Yeah, costumes or even just the outfit that you wear when you give a speech, that can be used as a prop. Mary, what's your idea of a visual aid?
Visualize what?
Something that you can use to make your speech
Oh.
more interesting.
Nah, I can use if I would always use a speak talking with my family. Yeah, I would definitely talk about my funny sister. She's always being funny.
Oh,
She
very good.
sometimes she make a sandcastle, so she froze and at her friend, everyone laugh. But
Oh,
that time, my sister, her friend didn't feel like that's funny. Or sometimes she needs to be, she run outside. I said go in and she pee out of her her pants.
oh no. Well, thank you very much for sharing that story, Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, Victoria, what's an example of a prop or a visual aid that you can think of?
Prop or a visual aid, right?
Correct, yes. What is an example? So I've given you ones like the uniform that you wear or a costume, slideshows like the one that I'm using for this class, they're visual aids. What else can you use?
So since that I just use costumes, right? You mean about costumes?
Yep, correct. So you can use costumes and you can dress up to help you deliver your speech better.
It's like normal clothes. I don't want to be a clown or something that just want to make people laugh or don't respect people. So I think my mom didn't even like that. So I think I just use normal neat clothes. I don't want to make something unusual in there. And just imagine that you're just wearing a clown in there in the public speaking, and then everyone just looking at you in sight. And also imagine that you are in that situation with the phobia that watch it. So I so I think I just want to just gonna use some of the normal clothes only. Yeah, I don't want some of the clothes like yo. In the
Very
past,
good, Victoria.
in the past you used the clothes just like a mystery man.
Mm.
So
Uh,
I'm just scared.
No, well, thank you very much, Victoria. Luna, what's your example of a visual aid or a prop?
There's so many slides, and then you can use costumes to make the audience more interested. But as long as you don't dress up like a clown or Mario
Yeah,
or
very good.
Columbus,
You definitely wouldn't want to dress up like a clown to deliver a speech. I don't think people would take you very
unless you're delivering a speech about clowns. And then you can
I
also
think
use 3D objects that you can give them an example of what to do, or to show what you mean. Then,
very good.
and then you can also call up someone to help you. Like to bring you like to help you bring the things you need on stage, or just help you set up the projector in case
Very
it
good.
breaks down.
Well,
And then you can also distribute something to give your point, like your teacher asks everyone in the class to prepare a presentation, and yours is about, like, say, healthy eating, and you could give each classmate like lunch. So and if you were giving a speech about Columbus is naughty, that show how Columbus is naughty.
one day, Luna, but not today. Okay, so
So naughty.
I have time to take one more answer. So I'll hear from Kelvin. What's your example of a visual aid or a prop?
There are some example like diagrams or some images or a chart or like let me think, a chart or a graph or videos are some example of the visual aid.
Very good. So charts, graphs, videos, very good. They're all examples of visual aids. Terrific. Well done, everyone. Okay, so the next thing that we want to talk about is a list of different types of visual aids and props that you can use to help make your speeches better. So the first one, as Kelvin just mentioned, we have charts and graphs. So if you need to present a lot of statistics, maybe percentages, during your speech, then you may want to use graphs or charts to show those statistics in a way that everyone can see them easier. We also have number 2, which is an example of this slideshow. We have written information or a slideshow. And we're going to have a talk in a little bit about some tips to make your slideshows as exciting or as interesting as possible. Number 3, we have images. So you can use pictures to illustrate points very well. Yeah, you can use them to prove an argument, basically as a great source of evidence for your speech that really back up what you say. We've got number 4, we've got videos. So yeah, we've got number 4, videos. If you have a video that supports the speech you're making, then that can be a very good tool to use. Because if people can see and hear the information, it makes it a lot easier for your audience to absorb what you're saying. Number 5, we have music. So music and audio. Sometimes you might, I'm trying to think of an example. You might have a piece of music playing as you're walking onto the stage. You might have a musical cue in your speech. So you might say a particular word or a particular sentence, and then the sound guy will play a piece of music when you say that. That can be a very entertaining technique to use. Oh, bless. And number 6, we have special effects. So this is usually things like maybe lights. So you may have colored lights or lasers. You might have a smoke machine. There are all sorts of special effects that you can use to make your speech more entertaining as well. Luna,
Yes.
you had your hand up.
Then lower it.
Phúc Tin Nguyen Hoang.
Do you remember do you remember me? I am Tom, and I am the old Tom from the old days.
Oh my God.
I forgot how to rename.
That's all right. I'll do that for you now, Tom.
Okay, yay. Also, do you still remember me?
I do.
I am back. By the way, you went to the middle finger, you went to the good finger part. I almost had a stroke.
Wait, what?
Yep. I was literally in when you did that middle finger part. It was really funny anyway. Also,
I just got a message from Luna telling me that she misses my hat when I used to wear a beanie.
Yeah. Yep. And also, what subject are we in again?
We're talking about visual aids and props in your public speech.
Oh yeah. Also, by the way, wait, we can put music?
You can, yes. So I'm not
so wait,
I'm not
so like,
suggesting that I'm not suggesting that you just turn on a CD and then just let it play while you deliver your speech the whole time. That's not very good. But there are certain situations where you can use music to add that extra layer of maybe drama or entertainment to the speech. So you can have a piece of music playing when you walk onto the stage, or you could maybe have a musical cue in your speech when you say a certain sentence. Your the sound guy will play the music for you.
Oh wait. So in music, like, can we just say, oh, okay, so here's the entertaining part, and then literally a Rickroll comes in. Can we do that?
So say that again, sorry, Tom.
Like, for example, like in the middle of our speech, we want to do something entertaining. And in the middle of our speech, we say, this is the entertaining part. And then a Rickroll. And then a Rickroll song plays up. Can we do that?
You could, but I don't think very many people would appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, like, you know why? Because like I would like to imagine like a whole stadium listening to my speech, and then when they prepare to fall asleep, I decide to Rickroll them.
Well, what I would say with music and any props really is just make sure that you use all of these techniques in moderation. So don't, so don't have, like 6 or 7 different visual aids and props to be used in your speech. It's just too much. You know, maybe use 1 or 2 or 3 of them throughout your speech. And then that's really just the same as even the techniques we've been learning. It's all really just about making it all seem natural. Don't force it. And yeah, use all of these tools in moderation. Okay. Diana,
Can we use all types of visual aids in the speech?
pardon?
I mean, can we use all of those?
I mean, you can, there's nothing stopping you, but it might make the speech a little bit too busy, because keep in mind you'll have a speech to do, and then there may be charts and graphs over here, and then there's a slideshow playing on the big screen behind me. I've got other images up on stage. I've got videos playing. I've got a song going in the background, and I came out with a smoke machine. So if you hear all of these things, it's going to sound like a lot, like too much is happening in the speech. So you can use all of them at once, but I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Correct. Like it may be overwhelming to the audience to see all of those props being used at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Pham Tra Mai,
No, Anna, I can't hear my name.
what's your English name?
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Can we use all type of like visual aids in a presentation?
Say that again, sorry, Anna.
Can we use all 6 types of visual aids in like a presentation?
You can, but I would say do not do it too much. That it would be too much.
Like just take it a little bit. Just use a little bit visual aids.
Yeah, so I mean, you can use any of these different types of visual aids, but I would just not use all of them. I would pick maybe 2 or 3, and then just use those, because they are supposed to be extra little bits of fun and entertainment, or to make the speech more interesting. If you just use all of them, it just gets to be too much, and then everything just kind of gets like, well, we used the word before, overwhelming. It can just be too much for the audience, and then they just lose interest.
But
To
if I make a presentation like 3 minutes about a person, what sort kind of visual aid I could use?
ask me that again, please.
If I have to do a presentation just like 3 minutes about a person, how many visual aids I could use?
If your presentation was only 3 minutes, I would probably use two. Maybe use a slideshow, and then maybe have some images or some videos in that slideshow. That would be enough.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
You're very welcome. Mary, what's your question?
Yes, teacher Michael. So, I'm thinking in the middle of your time show, or you are saying something, but someone you think everyone is so tired and that you make a party. I never heard that one.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you never do you do it?
Do I
Do you
do?
never do
Sorry,
do,
Mary,
do you
say that again.
do you do that when some of your customers comes up the family you were speaking and they will want to sleep and you make a party? I
Well,
guess you don't never do that.
well, if I was delivering a speech, I don't think anybody that wanted to sleep would come and listen to it.
Yeah.
They'd be too busy at home sleeping.
Yeah. If you want to sleep, you just have to go home.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, hello, Alice.
Well, while we're giving a speech, in the slideshow, should we like put all of the information that we need, in the speech in one slideshow, or just do the recap?
So if you well, ask that question again, sorry, Alice.
Like, when we're giving a speech, should we write all of the information that we need on one slideshow? Like, for example, for that slideshow, we talk about how to sleep, and we write all of the things about how to sleep all in that slideshow, or we just write all the points and then we talk in each point.
That depends. So if you want your class to be if you want your class to be very interactive, so you talk to the students talk back to you, then I would probably do it the way that I've done it here, and just have like little sentences, short little bits, because these what am I trying to say? These short bits of information, these dot points, they create the conversation that we're having. So we don't want to just fill it with lots of information and just have people read off of it, because then you're just reading information. You're not having a conversation with your teacher and your students. So, but if it was a lecture where the whole point of it was for you to come and just listen to me speak the whole time, you don't ask questions, you're quiet, you just listen to me talk, then I would probably put a bit more information on the slides and, you know, have maybe sentence dot points that you can expand on in the lecture. So that's my answer for that one. If you want to have a conversation with your students, do dot points like this, short and sweet. But if you're doing a lecture, then you can do more detailed notes.
I thought when we put on more information on the slide, like the audience could read off the points, like if they couldn't follow us, they could like read more information on the slide when they couldn't follow us, and I think it would be useful.
Well, if you are going to do that, then you would have to make sure that your speech is identical to the information written in the slideshow, because it can be very easily confusing to, you know, so for example, if I was to say, so if I was to give a speech and I said A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then the slides that you were reading off said A1, B2, C3, D4, because you're listening to and seeing two different things, it can be very confusing. So unless you're going to, unless you're going to read the speech exactly as it's written on the slides, I would probably stay away from just like putting the information up there, like just writing it all out.
Oh yeah, I understand. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Tom.
Okay. I remember that you had an example of visual aids like introduction how to poop, about pooping, like about how to poop. Can I see that again? Can I see the image again?
No, because you're the one that sent it to me. I'm not putting it up on the share screen again.
Okay, then I'll keep my hand up, like answer the questions. Unless I put my actual hand up. I'm just preparing ahead.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Okay, we shall move on, and I'll come back to some questions very shortly. So I'm just going to share a whiteboard here. Okay. Okay, so the question for everybody is, what are some ways that we can make our slideshows more interesting or engaging for the audience? So I'll provide the first answer. Okay, so my answer is they can make the slideshow informative, so full of important information that the audience needs to know. So quite a few presentations I've been to this year have been about travel, particularly cruise ships, and all of the presentations, one of the things that they always like to do is they like to try and they like to break down all of their important statistics. So, you know, market research has indicated that our cruise is 12% less expensive, so it's cheaper than everyone else. You know, our cruises have more activities on board than any other cruise ship, those sorts of things. They try and get you with the important information to try and make you decide to go on a holiday with them. Yes, you can. We actually have a bit of an activity coming up a bit later. I'll put you guys into some breakout rooms for that. So, Luna, how can we make our slideshows more interesting or engaging?
Well, first of all, we can add pictures or backgrounds instead of just plain words, so it will be more interesting. Or instead of just using plain pictures or backgrounds, we can add words as well. So to get a good slideshow, we should have pictures, backgrounds, and words for an interesting slideshow. Then, if possible, we can also use special effects to make them more interesting.
Very good.
And animate them as well. And add sounds and reveal, like make them show curtains. And make the words jump around the screen, or make it play music when clicked, or like you know the sounds when you get stuff right or wrong.
Very good. So I'm just
And you
I'm
can and you
I'm
can
just gonna
also
put down
add
Victor. I'm gonna
and you
put
can also
down.
add Columbus is naughty.
Oh my gosh, we're not having this conversation, Luna, right now. We'll have this conversation later. Victoria, what are some ways that we can make our slideshows more interesting? Unmute Victoria.
Yeah, so I mean that so some of the things that you just want me to improve, like pictures, videos, slideshows, that do we need to use them all or just one or a lot? Yeah.
We can use a mixture of these.
Is it need to use it all? Then we mix it all together?
You can try to. It might be difficult, but you can try to.
Yeah, I just send you the picture that I have wrote out what my video will be. You can check it, and I know you already check it, but you also know that what would I want to put it in. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Victoria. Olivia.
So I think the things that we can make our slideshow more interesting and engaging is that we can add some jokes to our slideshows and maybe some aids to make it more exciting. And you can also ask, like, if you are setting a presentation about something or someone, you can also add the examples, or like just like add the example to make the people know that you got an example for it, and it really does happen. And that is also the reason why you convince them to do that.
Very good. Thank you, Olivia. Okay. I'll take a couple of more. I'll take a couple of more answers and then we'll move on. Tom.
Yay, fine. So, jokes slash memes are not the perfect way, but instead you should use videos or maybe even songs, music, background music like that, but make it more familiar so that the audience knows about it, and like the audience, if the audience knows about it, they will be interested about it. For example, if you put a Rickroll in the middle in a speech, everybody will hear it and literally laugh. Since a Rickroll is really a Rickroll is really well known, and people will usually laugh to it since they know they've got Rickrolled or something. Plus, if you put something familiar, people will pay more attention to it, and they'll even relate themselves to it.
I mean, I think the Rick roll is old enough now for people to roll their eyes at it. But I appreciate the point that you're trying to make about familiarity, things that people are familiar with. Very well done, Tom.
Did you hear me open the Rickroll?
Pardon?
While you were speaking, I decided to open the Rickroll.
Oh my gosh, I'm muting you now. Okay, last one for now. Ken. Or should I say Mr. Oppenheimer?
I think that we can add some illustrative data from charts,
Very
especially
good.
circle charts. Reduce words because they make the slide messy, and also add some decorative shapes in the slide's corner to adorn the slide.
Very good to dress the slide up. Very well done. Thank you, Ken. Okay, guys. So we see there. So there's a PDF. So we see there that, and this was just us scratching the surface for a few minutes. And we managed to think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We managed to think of 8 different ways that we could make our slideshows more engaging for an audience. So you can imagine how many different ideas there are out there. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can go onto YouTube and search up for PowerPoint presentation tips, and they'll teach you about all of those really cool slide transitions, how to do some really funky things with your text and with pictures. There's lots of really good ideas that you can use. Okay. So let's talk about now. Let's talk about now the importance of props. So how do we think that they can help us deliver a speech? How do we think that these props can help us? Timo.
Sorry, so you're asking like how the importance of props and examples of prop usage onto the presentations, Mr.
Correct, yes. So why can props be important during a public speech?
So I think that it gives us an enhanced comprehension and compensation to the speech. It gives also increased engagement, which has well-designed visuals that can capture the audience and that will bring attention and keep them engaged throughout the presentation or the speech. And thirdly is the improved retention, because people are more likely to remember the information once it's presented under visuals rather than just spoken in words, because it makes the visuals more invaluable tools into aiding the audience retention for the key points. And so fourthly is about the support in verbal content, because these visuals, they can act as complementary support to the spoken content. And lastly is about how it will help the aesthetic designs into the presentation and the speech.
Wow, that was some
Yeah.
incredibly well thought out
Wait, Mr.
examples.
Also, Mr. So when we're making a presentation, do we have to like list out for what we were saying, and then when we start about our speech, we say what it means, or we can just put our whole information onto the presentation and we speak how it was onto our speech?
So a slideshow or any visual aid or any prop that you use should not become the central focus of the speech. So I would actually advise against putting your entire speech word for word up on a slideshow. So perhaps a good use might be, so if you're talking about, I don't know, so for example, if I'm talking about a new program that's designed to help designed to help sharks repopulate around in the oceans around Australia or something like that. So as I'm talking to you about how the project would work, there may be some interesting shark facts up on the slideshow. So it may say things like, since 1980, this shark population has dropped by 90% or something like that. You might put shocking facts, or you may just put bullet points, short little sentences that sum up the notes of what you're talking about, so that you give your audience like something short to read. Yeah, that can make it easier for them to remember these things as well.
Yes, Mr. Also, I have a question. So, for example, when I'm opening a confectionery store and I want to introduce people, should I use poster or slideshows, Mr.?
Ask that again, sorry, Timai, something about a candy store?
Yeah, Mr. So, for example, when I want to open a confectionery store and I opened one, but now I want to spread out to bring fame to my confectionery store. So should I use posters or slideshows or an introduction, for example, webinar to the audience or to the citizens?
Okay, so now we're talking business strategy. I like this. So if I was going to open a confectionery store,
Yes.
I would probably take a very mixed. I would probably take a very mixed approach to it. So I would do things like put posters out around the neighborhood. I would do things like maybe try and get an interview on a local radio station and tell everyone about the new candy store, let them know of any super specials we have going on. I may also even use a bit of social media marketing and post some Facebook ads or something like that. So there are lots of different things that you can do, but what you want to do if you're opening even a candy store, then what you want to do is just get as many people talking about it and knowing about it as possible. So as long as you're doing that, you're advertising your shop correctly.
Yes, Mr. And also, when I'm presenting, should we start out the jokes first, or should we start out the jokes last, or should we remove all the jokes? Because many of my classmates started adding jokes and memes in order to make the audience or the teachers or the students to laugh, but that may affect our scoring system to the presentation, and that may cause some interference to the audience. So is it okay if we actually remove jokes from a presentation?
Okay, so if this speech is for a school assignment, then I would check that with the teacher and find out what your teacher is looking for. So if they say no, keep it serious, no joking around, don't try and be funny, then yeah, definitely pull all of the jokes out of the speech. Maybe they might say it's entirely up to you, just make sure that you entertain me, or just make sure that you teach me a lot of information about this topic.
Okay.
Yeah, so just do whatever your teacher says there. But if you're doing a speech for the sake of like doing a speech to just to deliver an announcement, then I would say the jokes will come entirely up to your personality. So if you're naturally a very funny, charismatic person when you speak, then yeah, you can definitely slip a few jokes in there, get the audience laughing, feeling good, and enjoying listening to you talk. Or if you're a more serious individual, then again, you might not want to include jokes if you're trying to deliver a serious piece of information.
Yeah, Mr. And also, my last question is about that. Do presentations, they have level of scoring, and they have levels of marking, and the level of consistency based on your presentation skills, based on how you make slideshow, based on how you include your props, your information? Like, does it bring out a marking on how you do your presentation in normal presentations?
So, well, are we talking about a presentation that you are getting marked for, or just a regular speech?
Just that like a regular speech, mister, because like are
Okay.
there presentations by leveled by grades, by level of fluency, level of consistency, like what are the main requirements to get a main level in presentation, mister?
Okay. So when you just give a speech to an audience, there's generally nobody really marking these things. But if you care deeply and you want to work at and get better at your public speaking skills, then definitely maybe grading yourself. So if you either get somebody to record your speech, or if you just reflect on it, go back and think about what you did well, what you think you could do better. So, maybe watch the video or think about it and go, oh, so when I said this, I didn't like the hand gesture that I used. It looked a bit forced. I need to work on that. Or, oh, it looks like I'm getting nervous at this part of the speech because I start talking really quickly and I think I start to lose the audience there. I need to work on that. So if you yourself do something like that, then absolutely that can be great. But unless it's a school assignment, nobody's really going to grade a speech that you do.
Oh, yes, I get it, mister. Yes, thank you very much, mister.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay. We'll go through a few more questions, a few more people, and then we shall move on. Mary.
Yes. So, can what? So if I was talking at front of my whole town or whole school, I'm going to talk about, but I will take breaks for everyone, like then some music or some dancing or some games in the school, so they won't be so bored. Sometimes in my school they doesn't have anything. I almost left. They just talk and talk and talk.
Well, you would have to plan that very
Sometimes
carefully. You have to plan that very carefully because you want to make sure that the games don't start distracting them from your speech.
yeah, I just let's get a bit of small game.
Maybe just to break it up for a little bit. Good idea. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mary.
and or maybe add some music
That could be a good idea too.
so they can wave their hands so they can not be exhausted.
Yeah, maybe have a bit of a dance in between. Thank you, Mary. Well done. Okay, Tom.
Well, what's the max amount of props that can make for a good speech?
Oh, it really depends. There are some speeches where
Like what's the max? What's the max?
I mean, again, it depends because there are speeches that can go for an hour where you may need to use, 10 different props.
Like I know that it depends, but like in all situations, like I'm counting all situations here. What's the max amount of props
Oh,
that is
um,
used in a speech? That can be used in a speech. Like count all of them. If you count all of them, what's the max?
okay, so advice to everybody. This is a very general question that's going to receive a very general answer. I would say you probably wouldn't want to use more than about 20 props.
Yep. So the maximum is 19.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, thanks.
You're very
So-
welcome.
Remind me to use at least 15 props. At
Yep.
most 15 props.
But no more than 19.
Yep. Wait, can I use 90.99 props?
No, because that's more than 19.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, couple more. Diana,
Yes.
do you have a question?
I forgot to lower my hand.
Ah, no worries, thank you. Okay, last one. Olivia, last one for now.
Well, my question is, it is props is the only things when you are using impact, or props you would use in other situations?
Usually you would just use props in situations to try and get some impact. So for example, if I just needed to tell you some information, I would just get up there and I would just speak. I wouldn't use any props. I wouldn't use any visual aids or anything. But if I wanted to maybe wow the audience or shock them or make them go, wow, that was cool, I don't know, I might get some fireworks, or I might have a video playing about a topic that they're interested in. Maybe it's a music video or something as well. So yeah, I only use those props when I want to try and get something extra out of my audience. Thank you, Olivia. Okay. So what we are going to do now is I am going to set up some breakout rooms. So give me just a moment. And we'll finish off on this exercise this evening. 50. I'm going to create 5. Okay, so don't worry, guys. I'm just setting up these breakout rooms. Give me just one moment, Ken. I'll answer your question shortly. Okay, so I am going to, where is it here? Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys all see this. So I've created 5 breakout rooms. Each breakout room has a different topic. Now, I'm just going to assign you guys, I'm going to assign you guys to a room which will have a topic attached to it. Now, these 5 topics are wildlife and animals, technology, food, the Olympic Games, and science and mathematics. So whichever room you end up in, I want you to imagine that you are helping to plan a speech about that topic. And it's your job to think about what kinds of props and what kinds of visual aids you think you might need to give that speech. So, for example, if I was giving a speech about wildlife and animals, a couple of props I might have some photos of animals to display, or depending on if it's a small animal, like a small bird or maybe a small lizard, I might bring them up onto the stage in their carry containers so you can see the animals on the stage. Something like that. What sorts of props would you use to give these speeches? Okay, I'm just going to assign people now. And I want you all to work with your team. Talk to each other, take notes down, because I'm going to have somebody. Yeah, I'm going to have somebody from each group read out their answers for the class, what they've come up with. So, okay. So I've got all of these rooms worked out. I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes in the breakout rooms. And remember to talk to your teammates, and everybody, let's come up with a list of things that you would use as visual aids or props for a speech on the topic of the room you're in. So here you go. Get to work, guys. Somebody take notes, and I'll ask for someone to give us your findings when you all come back here. So see you all in 15 minutes. Right. Olympic.
Who live together before engagement have a higher divorce rate.
Okay, hopefully everybody was hard at work thinking up their list of ideas for props they could use. So I'm just going to pick one person from each actually I'm just going to read through the subjects, and I'd like somebody from each group to deliver their list. The first one we will do is wildlife and animals. Can someone from the wildlife and animals group, can you come forward? Mary? Levi?
Okay, teacher. So we will talk about the habits of a few animals that we focus on, and I think mostly we focus on penguins.
Pardon, Levi, what was that?
I think our group focus on just a few animals, but the animal that we focus on is penguin.
Okay, so what sorts of props would you use if you were giving a speech about a penguin then?
Wet lip, because I think the place that penguin live is pretty obvious and very interesting. Kind of like that.
Okay. Is there anything else that you and your group thought of?
Where the penguins live, what it eat, and their habits.
Ah, so bringing up examples of what penguins like to eat and where they live, setting up the stage to look like that. That could be a very good idea. That could be a good prop to set up an environment. Very good on stage. Thank you, Levi. Well done. Next, can I get actually, I'm just going to pick a representative from each group. Alice Lee, can you tell us about the prop ideas that your group thought of for technology?
Well, we thought about computers and code on technology for props.
Very good. So, yeah, so computers, you could have pictures or images of computer code up for decoration for the visual aids. You could also have, yeah, different pieces of technology up on stage. Very good. Good thinking, guys. Next, can I please have Vike to talk about what sorts of props you would use to talk about food?
How long, sir?
Vike?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Can you
so
hear me?
what I can, what sorts of props would you use to talk about food?
For food, we in my group we did some stuff specifically focusing on like fast food.
Yep.
And we used stuff like pictures about the foods and then charts showing like percentages and videos about the foods. Yeah, those are the things that I think would make the most sense of talking about food. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much, Vike. Can I please have Dang to talk about the props you would use if you were talking about the Olympics? Is Dang still here? How about Emily? Oh no, Dang is there. Dang, are you there? Are you anywhere? Where are you hiding? Emily, how about you? Okay, are there any? Not a problem. All right, so let's just move on. We'll finish off with science. So John. John.
They are. So in science and mathematics, we would always have to use charts and graphs because they are usually shown in there, like how to calculate this, how to calculate that, or how is this possible, or how is this possible, like the life cycle of a plant. And we will use written information because it will be easier for us to read and not about thinking about it, because thinking about it costs a lot of time. That's all we can come up with.
Very good. Thank you very much, John. All right. So, congratulations, everybody. That brings us to the end of our 12-week public speaking course. So yeah, congratulations to everybody. I hope you've learned lots, and I hope that you can take the information that you've learned here and put it into and improve your public speaking skills, guys. So yeah, are there any last minute questions? Stella?
Okay, so the last time I want to ask, so today's the last day, and so we will not continue this course anymore then?
Correct. Today is the last day. But in the new year, we will be, what do you call it? Yeah, in the new year, I think we will be, actually, I'll have to confirm with Miss Duck before I announce anything, because I don't want to announce anything I'm then wrong about. Tom.
So since this is the last lesson, like, are there any more lessons that you may teach in the new year?
There may be some lessons that I teach in the new year, but I'll have to discuss that with Miss Duck first, and then we'll make the announcement either into the Zalo group or on Facebook.
Yeah. Also, also Mario has been your background for like a few weeks.
I know, I love this picture of Mario. He looks crazy.
Also, maybe what if maybe we'll get a reunion? Who knows?
Pardon?
Maybe one day you can come to Vietnam and like have public speaking members reunion.
That's right. We could do a live class if I came to Vietnam.
When?
When?
When will you come to Vietnam?
Oh. Have to be sometime next year at the earliest. Probably
I suggest you go in February. like in the first 3 days of February, because
Ah,
because in February it's the Lunar New Year, and kids usually get a 1 week holiday.
nice.
And I
Well,
don't have and 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 actually I don't have anything, and people don't usually plan stuff for Lunar New Year because they usually stay at home,
oh, that's a bit sad.
or maybe be, because if you leave your home, people believe if you leave your home, you will leave your good luck and prosperity at home.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you very much, Tom.
Also, if for some for some of the people who go to their grandparents' house, I suggest you go in the 5th or maybe 6th day of Lunar New Year, because at least there are 4 days left, and most people would have gone home by now. Or maybe just go in the first days. Who knows? Who knows? But
Who
take my
knows?
advice. Take my advice. Go in the first few days or the last few days. Never go in the middle of the holiday, because to be honest, it is unpredictable.
Well, thank you very much for that information. I might have to come then perhaps in February of 2025, because this February I've got a big trip arranged already as it is. Okay, Ken.
So teacher, I'd like to ask you, when comparing two or more subjects, do we show some statistics on graphs, or do we give the audience an astonishing fact to like which is better?
I would say if you're going to present facts and statistics, or if you're going to present statistics in your speech, I would probably say it's better to put them in a graph in your slideshow, because it makes it a lot easier for people when they have something to look at as well as hearing the information as well.
Okay, really thank you, teacher. And since
You're
it's
very welcome.
the last lesson, I'd like to thank you for escorting me to the gate of success, giving me commendable free public speaking lessons.
You're most welcome, Ken. It's been my absolute pleasure to teach this great group of kids.
Yeah, your remarkable dedication and contribution shall never be forgotten.
Thank you so much, Ken. That's very nice to hear. That means a lot. Mina.
Well, I don't really have any questions because I understand the lesson very well, but I have to thank you very much, to send a very thank you to you, because you teach me a lot and you have teach me in debate too, and also very responsible for my first prize.
You're very welcome, Mina. Thank you very much. It's a privilege to have had the opportunity to help you the way I have been able to. Thank you. Lily.
Well, as when we get into the breakout rooms, my whole group is in trouble. We can't decide who to talk. When I said to ask for help, they said no. When I talked like a chatterbox, they said I should be it. Like I talked like Peppa.
Oh, bless. Well, it's okay that happened this time. Don't worry about it at all.
And what is your favorite movie when you were small?
Ooh, what was my favorite movie when I was small? Oh, I think it might have actually been Mulan. I loved that movie as a kid. I thought Mulan was absolutely great.
Well, I like to watch Peppa, but it's a long time ago since there were some old seasons.
Ah, well, hopefully they make some.
It's funny
Hopefully they
that
make a new one soon.
they have made the new one already. It's in the olden days.
Ah,
The funniest thing is when George catches a cold, he may sneeze some mucus on Peppa.
like
He didn't sneeze in another direction that he sneezes in Peppa with lots of disgusting mucus.
oh no, that's gross.
Peppa says that's disgusting.
It sounds disgusting too.
The one George hates is salad. Well, salad is not his favorite food. The salad is gross to him. When he eats the salad, he says, yuck.
Oh, bless. I don't know why he'd say yuck. I enjoy eating salads.
Because he hates salad.
He does, doesn't he? Well, thank you very much, Lily. It was lovely having a little chat with you. And I'll see you in a class down the road, I hope. Michael.
I would like to thank it to you because, public speaking was a very essential skill that most of Vietnamese students that wouldn't have. They would like very shy when they talk out to publics. And yeah, it's really make me standing out to my friends. And at the beginning of the school year, I have a public speaking contest, and I won a prize for it. Yeah, thanks to you teaching me those skills through public speaking. And throughout the public speaking, well, we must think of situations, imaginary situations, and apply it in real life because there are embarrassing situation states that we cannot just learn it. We have to know how to do it at that exact moment, and yeah, you teach very well about that. So
Very much.
all the skills in public speaking is not only about public speaking, but it can apply in debate and also real life skill to convince others. So this
Correct.
is actually a very, very essential course.
Thank you very much. And just on that note that Michael made, about how this can help you in your everyday life as well, you're not going to notice it at first, but one day you're just going to start to notice and go, oh, I could have used this public speaking skill here, and that could have helped me. And then eventually you'll start using these skills in those situations without even thinking about it. So definitely do keep practicing this stuff, guys. It will really come in handy. Stella.
So I'm supposed to let Alice say this. So just ask Alice first because I'm not supposed to say it because I didn't have it, okay?
Okay. Alice.
So like Stella said, me and Stella have put up something together and we wanted to thank you for your contributions, and we made this poster out for you so that you'll remember the course that you teachers, and also remember all
Oh.
your students, which made many posters out of you.
Oh, bless. This looks incredible. You found a way to mention the turtle burgers. I love it.
And we also hope that to see you next years in more and more courses which you would like to teach us again. And we really hope that to happen.
Oh, definitely. I've been speaking with Miss Duck. It was either earlier today or yesterday. I definitely want to keep teaching classes for NCSN in the new year. So you're not getting rid of me that easily. Oh,
Awesome.
wow. This poster, guys, this is just gorgeous. I love this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I am going to make sure that I save this poster right now. Awesome. Okay.
Thank
Beth,
you, Teacher Michael.
you're very welcome, Miss Duck. It's
I
been-
see you on 9th of December.
Yes, I will see you on the 9th of December, only 5 days. Okay, so we will call it there. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas and a beautiful new year. And I'll see you all hopefully in some new classes in January or February. So have a wonderful break, everyone. Thank you for the great class. It's been a fantastic time. So good night, everyone. See you all in the next class.
Goodbye, teacher. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Teacher, have a nice night.
No.
Good night. John, do you have a question?
I was like everyone else. I want to thank you for teaching us all this long, and I've learned many of your courses, like debate, public speaking, and more. I don't even remember them now.
There have been a few of them, haven't there? Thank you very much, John.